Good, good.
I love it. What's going on?
Hey everybody.
How's it going?
¿Qué onda, Johnny? Que andamos en la calle.
That's right. That's right. But we're tuned in. I want to give a shout out to Will, my boy Dominic. He just upgraded his pack from an affiliate to an official builder.
Let's
People look
go.
for
Way to
excuses.
go.
You know, JC always talks about, and we hear our leaders always talking about, you're either going to find reasons or you're going to find excuses. And I invited a few people to this event. Some people found excuses. Will found reasons. He's been an affiliate for about a month or two. He went to Super Saturday, got fired up by Pete, fired up by JC, and he wasn't even a member, like an official paying member yet, but he bought his ticket for Mentor Factory. Showed up, right? Got around the bonfire, got fired up. And while people were saying I don't have money, I was like, hey, bro, why didn't you come inside? Why aren't you having lunch with us? Where were you at? He was outside the whole time making phone calls, calling people, collecting his money, people that owed him money. He was like, hey, you owe me $50, you better sell me. Hey, you owe me $100, you better sell me. He was calling people to get his money. He found a reason instead of having an excuse. I'm putting you on the spot. It is what it is because it's true. He found his reasons. He called people that owed him, collected his money, found a way, and now he's an official builder. So welcome to making one of the best decisions that you ever made. You got an extremely incredible support system. You showed, right, they always said distinguish the difference from people that are interested and people that are committed. He wasn't even a builder yet officially, but he was moving like it. He was always texting me, look at these contacts I got today. Look at these contacts I got today. When can we do a 3-way call? So there's no excuse. You either want it or you don't. So I have people that walked away that same day, walked away saying, I don't got money. Okay.
Ooh, never do that.
Yeah. And somebody here found a way, said, shit, I don't got the money right now, but I will get it, right? What did Ed Ayala say, right? If 200, you don't have $200, what's your dream car? What color is it, right? I'll make people think about it. What color is your dream car? What's the interior? Is it convertible? Is it hardtop? Is it rack top? Can you imagine that? Right. What if I put that dream car in front of you right now and it cost you $200? How fast would you get that money? Right? So where there's a will, there's a way. And my boy Will found a way.
My guy Robert got his ticket to the event, so we got that out of the way.
Nice.
I told him, I know you're going because you got your ticket. You ain't wasting $100.
Man, okay, what was your biggest takeaway from all that? You were there, right? So what was your biggest, like now that I've seen you, I think, at the last event as well, what was your biggest takeaway?
Well, it was like the 8-point system. I was seeing it, but I wasn't understanding it. And when they broke it down for us, I actually understood it. It was that, that's how that works. Okay. So I'm like, I've been pretty much doing that, but it's like, it's been at the 8 points. And I'm like, oh, that's bullshit to me. That's like, oh, that's bullshit. That's just part-time shit. So I'm like, dude, I gotta freaking step up my game. Now, the one thing I don't really understand is door knocking, because I've tried to door knock and I get like people slammed in my face. I actually had one lady, and I don't know how to come back on this one at all, but I know somebody does. So she goes, well, we own our own business. I ain't worried about them, like, was slamming the door in my face. I'm like, wait a minute. So you own your own business, but you still want to pay the utility company full price? I don't understand that.
Some people are still want to pay retail for power, right? That's what it is. But some of those people, when they slam the door in your face, there's only so much you can do. The best thing that you can do is keep it pushing.
Right.
One of the things that I speak about when we do door knock is stick to an area. It's very important because who knows? Maybe they had a bad day, right? Maybe they argued right before. Maybe their kids pissed them off. Maybe they stubbed their toe. You never know, right? And you happen to be the person to knock on their door. Now they're like, all right, cool. I get to release this somewhere else. But it's very important to stay in an area because let's say you came back around, right? And maybe they're walking their dog and they see you outside.
Right.
You get to remember, humans, we're animals.
Yes,
we're animals. You take a dog to the dog park, you can pet him. It could be the biggest dog in the world. It'd be just a big old baby. But once you take that dog back behind your gate at your home, that dog, you walk by that, vicious. So who knows? You catch that person outside their home. Some people will feel bad for yelling at you, but you might just catch them outside their home and have another like one-on-one conversation, and it can go a totally different way. You can get your point across, like you said right now. Like, hey, why would you still want to pay full price for electricity?
Right. I'm like, and this is in an area where a lot of people had solar. And I was trying to door knock on the ones who didn't have solar, of course. You know.
A good idea would be to knock on the ones that do have solar, right? And get their testimony. Be like, hey, Mr. Solar owner, my name is so and so. Look, what I'm doing is, I see you actually switched over to solar. How long have you had solar for? How long have you had it for? What's your experience been like so far? How do you like it? Look, worst case scenario is they tell you to fuck, but usually those people that have solar are a lot nicer.
Right.
Right, they're a lot nicer.
I know. I've seen some people who have solar, and I'm like, so you've got solar. How do you like your solar? How do you like it so far? And 9 times out of 10, I'll get, it's really fantastic. It's phenomenal. I love it. Now, a lot of people don't have a battery because they were sold a half of a system.
Or let me tell you this too, right? Because that just put things into perspective. And also on those people that do have solar, you knock on their doors, talk to them. How long have you had solar for? How do you like it? Oh, you love it? Great. Hey, which one of your neighbors have actually asked you about it? Right? Try to pry. Hey, which one of your neighbors have asked you about it? This guy, the guy behind you, which one of yours have asked you about it? And just pry and be like, look, check this out. Since everything is working, I'm the solar specialist in this area. Here's my contact. I actually pay anywhere from $500 to $1,000 or $1,000 for referrals.
Right.
Who do you know that's asked you about solar, or which one of your neighbors you think I should talk to? Sometimes I've had those people point at the houses and tell me, oh, look, well, this guy here, he's renting. He's a renter. This guy's a homeowner. This guy lives alone. He lives with his kids. He lives with his wife. This guy's cheap, whatever. And sometimes somebody will give you a big scoop on the neighborhood. Really? Hold on. I had this guy. His name was Eric. I'll never forget. His name was Eric. And I was like, he had solar. Hey, how's it going? Boom, boom, boom. We started chopping it up. And I let him know this. Look, it's what I do. I live in this neighborhood. How's everything working? He loves it. And next thing you know, he's like, I think everyone should get solar. Well, which one of your neighbors have asked you? He started pointing at every house. I literally gave him my iPad.
Right.
And I was like, here's this house. What's this guy's name? Oh, this guy's name is this. This guy's cheap. He started giving me all the information. By the time I got to their, like, half of the block, I already knew who they were, what they did. Give me a lot of intel. And I just told him, hey, I'll pay you $500 to $1,000. Who do you know? And he's like, look, go to this house. And went from there. So
nice.
Leverage them and use their names, write it down, and go down the street. Talk to the people that don't have solar. Your approach could be a little different. Hey, what's up? Look, man, my name is so-and-so. I've been here this long, this time. So look, I've seen there's a lot of solar popping up in the neighborhood. Your neighbor, Eric, he's had solar for about 8 years. He loves it. I'm curious, why haven't you made the switch?
Okay. All right. Yeah, Robert, he has a neighbor who's actually a manager in the solar company, but he's not even getting paid anywhere close to what we make as a commission as a manager in the company.
Well, that's where we keep, right? What scripts did we practice this past week, right? We practiced some scripts. I actually came home. I made some digital flashcards as soon as I got home. My lady's like, "You just came back from the convention and you're working?"
Yeah.
I'm not working. I'm hustling. I'm grinding. I made some digital flashcards. Right now I only have about 16, but it's different objections where we get to, I'm working on them, right? When someone tells you, oh, how do you approach somebody? Hey man, do you keep your income option, compliment them. Hey, you're a cool person. You got a very outgoing personality. Let me ask you, do you keep your income options open if the money's good enough and you have to do very little work or whatever? You want to approach them and see what they say, right?
Yeah.
If they hit you with that, I don't have time. Do you guys remember how to respond to somebody if they tell you, oh, I don't have time?
If you don't have time, you need to make the time for this, because what you don't have time for now, you will have time for. Because I'm like, you can't. It's like I can't afford it. You can't afford it. You can't not afford it.
Now, they gave us, and I can share them with you guys later as well, right? But they gave us a couple of different scripts, generic invites, and objection handling stuff this past weekend. There was one specific on I don't have time. Does anybody remember how to? That was a great one as well. Because you're right. That's your conviction. That's your fire, right? Now, there's also a way to handle that in a way that's a little bit more kind of subtle, right? Where we get to spin that. Does anybody remember how to respond to that? If someone tells you, oh, you know what? This sounds good, but I don't have time. Thank you for your participation. I appreciate that. You're on fire. I see you're still glowing from the event.
There you go.
You're still on fire from the event. That was amazing. Anyone else? Anyone step in? How would you handle? Someone tells you, hey, I don't have time. Who remembers how to handle that?
Johnny, this is
What's up, Chris?
So from the training event, something that they said, this opportunity is specifically designed for people like yourself that don't have time. All you have to do is refer to me the people that do have time, and I will sit down for them. I will close them for you. And as they start to make sales in the business, you'll get override commissions on every single deal that we bring into the business.
So, I forgot that. Thank you.
So it's something along those lines. So it's something to keep in mind. So no matter what they say, is like this business is actually specifically designed for people like you.
That's the one right there. I actually got a lead that day at the mall across the street. That same thing. Oh man, that sounds kind of cool, but I don't have time. I'm really glad you said that. Our business is specifically designed for people who don't have any time, right? But I'm pretty sure you know people that do have time. Look, all you got to do is link me up with them. Link me up with those people. I'll get them excited about the business. I'll train them. I'll show them how to make sales. Okay? I'll get them rolling. Once they start making money, our company will actually send you override checks while you don't have time for literally doing nothing, just plugging me in with your people. Okay? So who do you know? Right? Boom. Right there. So they might not. One thing I learned, and one thing that I think they spoke about it the other day, is we're not recruiting to, we're recruiting through. Right? Some of those duds will lead you to studs.
Right.
Right. Some of those duds will lead you to studs. So it's okay, give you a shot, but we're also pitching their network. They know people who know people who know people who know people. Right? That's all, the great, amazing people that are in this company, how a lot of them ended up here, right? The Coffees, the Sam Beans, the Ed Ayala's, these amazing people. They all know somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody that, look at them now they're here. That was great, Chris. I like that, and that's what I'm gonna be doing more in my trainings, guys. We're gonna be doing a lot more drilling, a lot more drill for skill. We're gonna be doing a lot more pitching. We're gonna be doing a lot of objection handling. Let me see.
Okay, so let me make sure I have all this correct because I'm trying to write it down. So I don't have time. Perfect. This business was designed for people like you who don't have time. I'm sure you know people who have time. So let's get you started, and you give me all the names and numbers to all the people you know, and I'll take it from there. And as they build, I will send you all of their overrides.
Well, we'll do. Do you have an iPhone?
I have an iPhone.
What I can do? Text me. Text me to what? Did you get my number the other day?
Give it to me again.
Okay, 562-376 1961. Text me right now, and I will send you. I have, as of right now, I only have about 16 digital flashcards, but this is only for Apple devices. I'll send them to you with the ones that I've been working on. There's going to be a few typos because I was doing a voice to text, so some of these things might there's minor typos, but you'll be able to get through it. I'm more than happy to send these over to you.
Thank you.
There's only one catch to everybody.
Right.
The only catch is that I can randomly call you and test you on them.
You got it.
Okay, that's the only catch. I've already had a few. I already sent them out to a few people, and that's the only catch. But same goes for me. You can call me and test me, Johnny. I don't have any money to start. Cool, I got you. Obviously, if I don't answer, it might be because I'm going to sit or whatever. But I'm pretty good at answering my phone. The only thing I'm going to ask people as well is don't start dodging me. Don't start dodging me. If you used to answer my phone, all of a sudden I send you these cards, and now you don't pick up my phone. That's not going to fly.
What's your last name, Johnny?
Montes. Montes.
Got it.
My friend the Beaner. Right? You guys, it's an inside.
My mom, when I was a kid, called me a beaner, and she told me later when I got older, she goes, the reason I called you a beaner was because for me to get you to eat your vegetables, I had to call it a bean. If I didn't call it a bean, you would not eat it.
Yeah, it's a little inside joke I learned about this past weekend. Thank you guys for your participation. I'm going to throw another one at you, right? Let me see.
Yeah, I got you in my phone now, bro. So
perfect.
Watch out, because I might be calling you and saying, "Hey, I need help."
Got you. I'll definitely share these over with you. Okay.
Because I want to learn the business, and I want to learn the business like I am a billionaire, learning what I need to do to get that B.
100% presenting, tuning into you guys' presentations. We have amazing people. I saw Coffee's. I'm not even gonna lie. Coffee's probably my favorite presenter right now. This Coffee was killing. I saw her present. I was like, man, this is fire. So it's just seeing everyone start do more and more and more and more. It just fires everyone up. Now, let me see. Who else I got? Cool. I'm gonna throw this one out there. Here's another objection that I got. Cool, this sounds good, but I don't know many people.
Everybody knows at least 200 people. Everybody. And the people that you know, they know people.
Let's see. That's a good way to answer. Remember, now let's try to spin. Oh, let me send you these, okay?
Even the homeless man on the corner knows at least 200 people.
Remember, though, we have to use that technique that they showed us the other day.
Right.
The technique they showed us here, that's what we're trying to use. We're trying to use the way to grab it and be like, hey, to not be, because you're fiery. You got fire. And I had to learn this too, because I was always like, I'm that guy, that fire guy. And I had to learn to wind that in. And I had to learn to be a little bit more, use the techniques that these guys are showing us.
Right.
Anyone else remember how to respond to that one? Look, it sounds cool, but I don't know many people.
I'll take that one.
There we go. Chris, I have a feeling Chris can raise his hand a lot.
Right, so I'm glad you mentioned that this business is specifically designed for people that don't know a lot of people. So we have a training system that takes you step by step on how to meet more people, whether it's going to a local meetup in your neighborhood with other business professionals, or how to find people on social media. So not only do we have a system, but I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to meet new people and also tap into the people that you already know. So let's get you started.
Hey, give my boy Chris some love. You see, it's what we're gonna be doing more. That's what we're gonna start doing more. Anybody else wants to take that, wants to give it a shot at that? You guys saw what Chris used. He used that map. Anyone else want to give that a shot?
What is this? A pyramid scheme?
Man, you know what? Anybody want to take that? Who wants to take that one? We're having an open discussion. Who wants to take that one? Anybody?
Yeah. Let's go. So this isn't like traditional network marketing. This is actually closer to the real estate brokerage that you see on the corner of each shopping mall in your city. So the Century 21, the Remax office, this is a lot closer to that type of business model. And it pays high commissions just like that industry as well. So I know you might have a perception of how network marketing works, but this is nothing like that. We're a high ticket brokerage and we offer professional services.
That's really good. My boy Chris, I'm gonna have to start excluding you, my man. This is good. You're dropping it in. Now, who can spin that though with feel, felt, found? You guys remember feel, felt, found? Oh, I understand exactly how you feel. And the same thing crossed my mind when I first saw that, but what I found, right? Feel, felt, found. I know exactly how you feel. I actually felt the same exact way. But what I found is that this is very similar, but it's not the same. In an MLM, you must recruit to make money, right? We don't have to recruit anyone here to make serious money. Recruiting is 100% optional. We're a little more similar to a real estate broker, right? Chris already explained on that, right? So there's different ways of grabbing these and spinning. There's the feel, felt, found. This is exactly the other option, right? Oh, this is exactly how. I'm glad you mentioned that. Boom.
I told because Robert had somebody from his job say that. Oh, that's just a pyramid scheme. Those are just, that's a scheme and it's a scam, and all they're doing is just taking your money. And I told Robert, I said, no, it's not a pyramid scheme. It's not a pyramid. It is a brokerage company. And JC came back and actually, because he heard Robert, he said, we are a network of direct sales companies that allows you the opportunity to either just go work on your own and build your brokerage, or build a team in your brokerage. But this is more like an EXP Realty, where you can build a team at the same time if you choose to, but you do not have to in order to make that same amount of money.
100%. 100%. See, that conviction, right? We're speaking with conviction, and I like this has been my favorite response from you, so I'm not gonna lie. That when you went down, boom, 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 right? And you still have that fire. These are the things, guys, that are gonna separate us from the makers and the money makers and the fakers. I'm not a faker. I can't fake it. I'm not a big fan of that fake it till you make it. I'm more of a, visualize it or what act. I'm more of an act as if than fake it till you make it type of person.
Bingo.
I'm not a big
I like that.
faker. That's one thing, man, my lady hates about me. I'm not I'm not the one to just say no. Right? I have a history in the art.
Robert knows that about me. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm just going to tell you straight out how I see it.
Yes. That's the way to be. That's the way to be.
Love me or hate me, but I'm going to be me no matter what. So I don't have to figure out what did I tell this person, because I'm not going to lie to nobody, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm just going to tell you straight out how I'm looking at it.
Now, here's another one. Right? Hey, thanks for the opportunity, but I'm just flat out not interested. Who can respond? Who has an answer for that? And we already had Chris respond, and we already had you respond. So we want to see who else can participate and jump in. And David dropped out. I'm about to text him right now. Like, why are you over here dropping out? You know about to call him. Man, who can respond to that one? I'm flat out not interested. Edgar, you ever to respond? Shannon, you know how to respond to that one?
I had to walk away for a second. Can you tell me what it was?
No biggie. I got you.
Yeah.
So we're just handling objections when someone tells you, hey, for the opportunity, I'm just flat out not interested.
I would ask why. Well, I would actually try and find the problem first of all. I would ask them if they enjoy what they do. I would say, what do you do for work? Do you enjoy it? If somebody says, oh, it pays the bills, then that means that they don't have much passion for what they do. So I would try and spark some sort of interest. Kind of put me on the spot, so I wasn't prepared.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I would just say, why do you not have any interest? If somebody would say, I've had people say, oh, that's a scam. It's network marketing. I worked retail at Nordstrom for 10 years. I bring up like any retail store, like the store manager is going to make more money. I mean, generally, everything's a pyramid, right? Because the person at the top always makes more money. So I try and prove to them, or I try and have the conversation with them that they could actually make more money than me, where like the traditional pyramid is I make the most, they make money, they make money, where in this business I can bring somebody in that can far surpass what I make. So I try and just bring up a few different objections like that to them.
There you go. I love it. And you're going to hear, so yeah, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but we're just going through. And this
yeah.
Right, we're here. This is the classroom. This is where we get to screw up. This is where we get to hear other people respond. So don't worry about it. This is a free zone.
All right. Well, when you're done with this conversation, I have an objection I'd like to bring up to see what y'all would say.
Of course. As a matter of fact, we'll circle back.
Okay.
I'm going to skip you right now, Chris. I'm going to wait and we'll see if anybody else has an answer, and then we can circle back with you. Edgar didn't respond. Romalyn, Ava. I think Luis was running around. That's why he wasn't able to run the call. So I think he wasn't able to get this rolling.
So I'll chime in a little bit. So I think all of the objections, we want to answer them the same way, right? If I'm not interested, well, I'm so glad you said that, this business is specifically for people that is not interested, right? And then we just veer away from that. But what we do, and then we would add to that, right? You would add
yeah, how would you respond to just answer? Let's say I'm going to tell you, hey, Luis, this is cool and all, but thank you for showing, but I'm just flat out, I'm not interested.
Yeah. So, okay. So as far as the training that because we could answer it different ways, right? But as far as the training, what we got taught that weekend was to answer it, any objection that comes our way, which is this one or the other one, it would be simply, I'm so glad that you mentioned that this business is specifically for people that is not interested, So, but that was a little bit challenging to go that route. So maybe if you want to elaborate on that, but I know that's like we kind of use that against them, but that one, it is a little bit challenging,
No, biggie. That's what we're here for. Look, I'll let Chris take care because he's been eager. He's had his hand up patiently waiting. Look at it. He's about to attack. Let's go, Chris. Let us have it.
All right. So this one's real similar to one of the other ones, but I'm glad you mentioned that this business is specifically for disinterested people like yourself. So while you're busy being disinterested, you can actually refer your friends, family, your neighbors. And while I start to work with them and train them, right, you will start to make override commissions for every time they make a sale. And you can continue to be disinterested while you start collecting commissions.
There you go. I like that. He says all of them, we could all answer them like that. Look, I'm sure glad you said that. You're not interested? I'm sure glad you said that. This business is specifically designed for people that aren't interested at all. You see, even though you have no interest, I can assure you that you know quite a few people who are interested and who will be interested. Now, introduce them to me. Plug me in with them. You can remain without interest all along the way, but I'll teach those people. I'll get them excited. I'll show them how to sell, and I'll teach them the business. As they're generating sales and revenue for the company, our company will continue to send you override checks, all while you remain uninterested. So let's get you set up. Point me to some of those people, and I'll take it from there. Right, something along those lines. But the posture, you got to be confident, be positive. Have your posture, feel right. All right. Now, Shannon, you wanted to share an objection.
Yeah. This is not on that. It's on selling. So I've talked to. It seems like I get a lot of feedback from people where they say, "I'm not signing up for a 20-year loan." And then they make the point that they would pay cash, this and that. Obviously to make more, have a quicker ROI on their money. But when they do say, "I don't want a 20-year loan," I go back and circle back to them and say, "But you're tied to the electric company for life. So what's the difference?" And you would have a fixed price for 20 years versus being locked in to the grid. And then I say, "So you mean to tell me you would go buy a car today? And if the lender told you, hey, you're going to buy this car, the payment's 500 today, but at any point we're going to raise your payment for you and you have no control over what your payment's going to be, would you sign up for that?" And then they say no, but I never win the they still go back to, "I don't want the 20-year loan." So just any feedback.
Yeah, perfect. I would say that the question, the example you used was good. Just a little long, right? People have a short attention span. So it's good to keep it short and ask them. Just the one that talks the most is the ones that you can say is losing, right? The one you want the people to talk, you want the customer to talk more. So keep your questions, more compact and ask like a very direct question. Okay, I see that. Let me ask you, when's your agreement over with your utility?
Oh, okay. All right. That's a good one.
How long have you been with this utility? Oh, you've been with them for about 20 years, 30 years, whatever. When's that agreement over with them? Oh, you don't have one? Oh, okay. So you're going to continue to pay that until you stay there. Okay. And just kind of digging on that, right? Make them think. Making them think. When's your agreement over with the utility? Oh, you don't have one. Oh, okay. I thought you didn't want some type of agreement over here because maybe you already had one over there or something. But look, and one thing I learned, someone told me too, look, agreements work both ways, right? You got to do your side. You got to pay your bill, but I think we have more to lose on our end, right? We got to maintain the equipment. We got to put up the equipment. We got to get the permits. We got to do the installation. Blase. So yeah, and in short, I would be like, hey, well, how long have you had the utility? How long have you been paying that utility for? When's your agreement over with them? Oh, it's not? Yeah, over here, when this agreement is over, you're done paying. Plus, there are no prepayment penalties. So if you do come across some cash and you want to pay it down sooner, you can. That's one way. I'm sure people, if anybody else has another way of handling that or attacking that, but I think that's something simple to start off the conversation with, at least.
Okay, thank you.
So, Chris, you have a question?
I think I still might have my hand up.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I think I had another question.
I do want to ask for the last person that made the question, are you offering them a purchase or a lease?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
It's been both because it's been both. They've been offered both. I'm just trying to spark their interest. It's actually mutual people that I know. It's always the mutual people that, have the hardest time grasping it. So yeah, I've offered both to them. And then that's how it came up that, I would just pay cash. I'm interested, I would just pay cash, but then it still doesn't lead to, I had one person 2 days ago, he's like, you know what? I'm just going to go buy panels myself. I'm going to go buy the battery myself, and I'm going to hire my buddy who's an electrician, and we're just going to do it myself. I don't need the middleman. And I was like, whoa, okay. All right. So do you think I should have offered one?
It just depends. And the reason I asked that is because you can highlight different benefits other than just savings, right? Sometimes we're stuck on just, oh, look, we're going to save you $150 a month, $100 a month, But if you zoom out and you see the bigger picture, like we have, this is more than solar. This is more than savings. This is security for your home, right? Blackout protection. If we're talking about blackout protection with the batteries, right? I'm not sure if you guys are selling batteries, right? What about the big tax credit? That's $20,000 as a federal tax credit potentially that can be eligible for, right?
Right.
So I highlight so many other. And for everybody, I would try to focus on trying to not just sell on savings, because there's people that make a lot of money that they don't care about saving a couple $100, but they will care about 20,000, 30,000, right? The tax credit. Not just that, the peace of mind, inflation proof. You're inflation proof, right? You're protected against the grid. You're away from the monopoly. Edison's not on your side. You're not arousing the pain for them to feel like I got to get away from this. How long have you been living here, Mr. Customer? Oh, 10 years, 15 years. Okay, cool. Do you know that by this time you already paid off a solar system? Because the average payout is about, 8 to 15 years, let's just call it, on the average payback of a solar. So if you've been here for 10, 15 years, did you know you already pretty much paid off a solar system to Edison? You're going to pay off another one? When are you going to take control of that? So it's just the conviction has to rise for them to feel your conviction. But if we're just trying to convince them, let's just say on savings or on just switching over, right? We got to find like the bigger picture where if you're selling a loan, the biggest reason why people are doing a loan is because of the tax credit, right? The tax credit, and then the security of being, every time you open up that envelope, you know exactly what that payment is, right? A lot of people, they see that Edison bill or utility bill, and they don't know what that is. Some people are even scared to open it because it might be $500-$600. It depends where you're, right? What market. But there's people that, they want that sense of security. If you're coming from real estate, I always ask them, look, why did you choose on your house? Do you have a fixed payment or do you have a variable payment? Is that the right terms on both of them? The fixed payment and a variable payment on a home? So which one did you choose? And why did you choose that one? Right? And so we just lean on a lot of other benefits of solar, and that's why these trainings are good, because we learn more, and we got to learn to sell not just on saving them a couple $100 a month, because there's people that have a lot of money that they don't care about that. But if you talk to them about maybe potentially get them qualified for a big tax, 20,000, 30,000 tax credit, then that kind of opens up the conversation for them more. And then the savings in 20 years is over 100,000 on average for a customer. Right. So I think we just got to zoom out and give them the bigger picture, So, and those deals, I wouldn't say they're dead, right? They're just not ready yet.
Right. I don't think that's
follow up with them. We have a special promotion this month, right? Something that's going to engage them again, Next time they get a higher utility bill, the rates are going to go up. Send them some articles of the rates are going up. Blackouts are happening. Let's protect your house, right? Let's take control of this. But like I said too, like most people, why did you buy your house, Mr. Customer? That's the same reason why you gotta get solar, because you're renting your electricity instead of renting your home, your apartment, right? You decided to buy a house. So the same reason you did the purchase, the same reason you should go solar. So I think it's about raising the conviction and then just the overall value of solar, not just saving them a couple $100.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, yeah, I appreciate all that info. The tax credit is a big thing, so I appreciate you speaking up and telling me that. The guy that I spoke to the other day did talk about the tax credit. I just don't think he's ready yet. So I was a loan officer for 20 years, and I did refis more than purchase. And homeowners say saving 75 to 100 $150 a month, you would have the homeowners that were like, oh yeah, that's like nothing. So I would have to do a breakdown and show them over 30 years if they were to keep paying the mortgage payment versus paying like the lower payment. And I watched a training with Danny Pessy that I'm pretty sure it was him that said, if you sell your business in the solar industry based on a monthly savings, you're going to kill your business because you're going to have that client that's going to have the same payment or maybe $10 more, and you're not going to know how to sell them. So I try and make it about the big picture, but I'll start bringing up the credit, like you said, when I do engage in those conversations.
I tell people don't go solar to save money. You know, they go solar. The biggest reason, when I talk to tax professionals, the number one reason people go solar is to get that $20,000 to $30,000 federal tax credit, because that's the bigger picture, right? And they catch that right away. They're like, oh yeah, I have so many clients. So the perfect client for us, Miss CPA, is the client that pays a lot in taxes, that owns a house, and it pays a high enough electricity bill. Those are the clients that we're targeting, because the number one reason people go solar is for the federal tax credit, right? We can use that in different ways, but that's one of the biggest reasons. And for security, I tell people, because I've sold in different states where I sell higher, your solar payments higher than your utility. How's that possible? Right? I have sold higher, meaning by going solar, your payment might be $25 higher. But guess what? Your inflation proof, the value of your house went up. You're receiving a $20,000 tax credit. You're out of the monopoly. You're out of the utility company, right? You're owning the power that powers your home. The American Dream 2.0 is owning the power that powers your home. You know, so if you can sell in a state where you're upselling in that sense, then you can sell in California, because we're saving people money here. But that's the challenge. I tell people, I'm not here to save you money, Mr. Customer. I have told people that, because I already know my payment is similar to their payment, or maybe identical. But if you're going to rent your car for $100 a week or buy it for $100 a week, which one would you choose? Right? And we have an end date here. You don't have an end date here. We increase the value of your house here, and you don't increase the value of your house here. You're protected from inflation, of course, you know?
And on top of that's where the questions come into play when you're doing your close. That's where your pre-framing comes in. When you got a pre-frame, right? You start to ask questions. You do your discovery. You got to find their why. Why am I sitting with them? Ask them, Mr. Homeowner, perfect here. So why are we sitting here? Right?
Exactly.
Look, you describe, you took the time. Why are we here? What do you look? What it is it that you accepted for us to come to your home? Right? Find out their why. Pull out a paper, take notes, and then pre-frame them. Start to micro close them. Micro close along the way. There's a lot of little closes that at the end are going to lead to that little close. So that way, by the time you get to the end, it's like they've already sold themselves. Why are we here? Okay, look, people usually go solar only for a few reasons, right? Energy independence, to increase the value of their home, or to go green. Don't even bring up the option of savings. Ask them those three questions: either to go green, to protect the environment, to raise the equity in their home, or for energy independence. Which one do you fall in? And see which one they pick. And then you start to pry onto that. Oh, okay, energy independence. So every time that they're kind of like, whenever you're showing them something, you're going back to that. Hey, just like you had said, you want to be more energy independent, right? Yeah, that's why we're giving you a little bit more power. And that's why we're giving you these batteries, just like you asked. So you can be more independent and not use power from the utility. And you start to find that their why, and you keep tying it in. By the time you get to the end, but not all of them are there. The people that want to say, I'm going to buy the panels and install them, whatever, bro. Let me know how that goes.
Hey, what if Johnny, what if they say, hey, I'm only going to be in my house for next 5 years, and I'm down in Florida, I'm in Tampa. So what if they say I'm only going to be in my house the next 5 years, and I don't know if the next person's going to qualify, or if I might be using more electric. I have a $200 electric bill, and they may have the new person coming in may only have 2 people in their family versus 4 people in their family, and they're not going to want it. So I use the analogy, and correct me if I'm wrong. I use the analogy, if you were out buying a house and you found the 2 of the exact same houses on the street, exact same upgrades and everything, are you going to go with the one with the $500 electric bill, or are you going to go with the one that has a $300 solar bill?
Exactly.
Okay, so that's what I said. All right.
So yeah, I would say that, and then and
increasing value. That's what I said. You said it would increase the value of the home. What if somebody argues you on that? What's your comeback if somebody says no? It's going to make it harder for me to sell my house.
Well, look, let's take yourself out of the equation. But look, Mr. Homeowner, look, I'm actually not. I didn't say this. I didn't come up with this. There's actually studies out there, and there are. I don't know if one of them was Harvard or Stanford. Look it up. Right. So this isn't coming from me. Just like how we do at our presentations. Right when it transfers from the first speaker to the second speaker on our opportunity call, where they bring up the thing of Mr. Warren Buffett, right? They say, hey, I'm not all of our presenters always say this. They say, hey, look, I'm not saying this. Don't take what I'm saying. Warren Buffett said this. Energy deregulation would be the largest transfer of wealth in the history of our country, right? I'm not saying it. This isn't something cool I came up with. Warren Buffett said it. So then there are those facts that tell you that on average, the home that has solar property raises about, I think it's like 4.1%. Right? So now if someone tells you I'm only going to be here for about 5 years, I think some of you might know how I would answer that. Hey, look, these types of programs are specifically designed for people that are going to be in their home for a short amount of time, right? Because everything is 100% transferable. Everything's 100% transferable. And when you come in, you'll be able to actually have a lower, more controlled electricity bill. Plus, your house will be worth more than the other houses on the block.
Okay, thank you.
So I had a client that told me no last week. He's a buddy of mine. Century 21, all-star guy. Literally an all-star guy. Drives a Lamborghini, has a Tesla, has a $500 bill in his house. Wants to go solar. My friend calls me and says, hey, call George. He wants to go solar. Yesenia's his wife. She sends me business for credit repair. There's a loan officer, and he's the realtor. Super successful couple. Anyways, I call him. How's it going, George? Right, small talk. And then I say, hey, guess what? Hector told me that you're in the market for solar. Why haven't you talked to me, right? And then he says, oh, and Hector, my friend, told me that he already spoke to Tesla and I think Sunrun. Or he tried to get information and didn't really push forward. He didn't submit the bill, didn't give him a proposal, nothing, right? He's kind of closed off. He's kind of curious, but closed off at the same time. And he's a realtor. If you're a realtor, you better know about solar. If you're selling in California, and in California is the law that if you build any new construction, any new ADU, you must have solar, and you're a realtor and you don't understand all of this, or you don't know nothing about solar, I think you should be more equipped as a realtor. But that's a different point, right? Anyways, I have a conversation with the guy and he tells me, no, Louis, the reason I'm not going to do it, and obviously he pays $600 a month. The reason I'm not going to do it is because I don't think this is my forever home and we might sell the house in the next couple years, right? I know these people make a lot of money and they pay a lot in taxes. That's for sure. So I know the purchase is kind of like the best route for them to qualify for the tax credit. Because for him, it's not going to turn him on to me to save him a couple $100 a month. It is not, right? A person that pays $700 a month tells me, I don't care paying $700 a month. That's nothing. I just hate the way the panels look. That's a different client. Because they don't care about the savings. Somebody tells me, oh, I have a $40,000 roof. I don't want to put panels on my roof, right? So there's different reasons. But back to George, he says, I'm not going to do solar. Or, I think I'm going to just wait off a little bit, stud. That's his word, you know? No, stud, thank you. I think I'm going to just hold off. I just don't want to deal with it, is another thing he said, right? He doesn't want to deal with it. Again, these people don't know what they don't know. That's why they don't want to deal with something they don't know. But if you're in real estate, you're in California, I think you should know, how these loans are a lot more fully transferable, fully assumable. You can transfer to the new homeowner. As the loans go, as the years go by, the solar looks more and more attractive to the new homeowner. Why? Because inflation keeps rising while your payment remains the same. So as the years go by, it becomes more and more attractive to the new homeowner. Right, that's one point. And for him, I tell him, look, the bigger picture for you, I'm not here to save you money, bro. I'm here to get you 20, 30,000 as a federal tax credit. That I know that you guys have an appetite for that. Oh, but I'm gonna move. I'm not sure if this is my forever home. He's telling you the reason why he should go solar right there. George, the reason why you're about to, okay, this is not your forever house, good. What you gotta do is go solar here, extract the biggest thing here, which is the federal tax credit. Extract 20,000 juice. Take the juice out of this house of the tax credit. When you move to the next house, guess what you're gonna do over there? Do the same thing and get another 20,000 tax credit with the new house. So the reasons he's telling me no is the reasons why he should go solar. Every single time people say no to you, it is the reason why George should go solar. Because I'm gonna sell my house in the next 5 years. Good. Let's extract the benefit from this house now. Pass on the new savings to the new homeowner. The loans are fully assumable. I know he does real estate where he probably had trouble before with older loans, which is the PACE and the Hero loan, but things are a lot different now. You're passing on the savings. You want your customer to pay maybe $400 on electricity or $600. And as the years go by, that 600 with Edison would have been 750, while you remained over here at the same 400 with the purchase. And you extracted that when you buy the new home. Guess what? You get solar, then you extract another 20, 30,000. So these people are giving you guys reasons not to do it when they're actually giving you reasons why they should do it in this example, So sometimes they don't know what they don't know. These realtors, that's the conclusion here. These realtors do not know what they don't know. They don't know that is in his best interest to go solar in both houses. This one, and then sell it in 5 years, go to the next one, and extract another tax credit from the other one. And pass on the savings, So that's just sometimes people are giving us some BS reasons why they can't or they're not doing it, but that's the same reason why they should. They just don't understand. Yeah.
I didn't know you can get a tax credit on the next house.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so glad I hopped on today because I did not know that. So
there you go, Shannon. You see it,
Yeah.
everybody else here.
Yeah.
We got to know, right? And another thing for realtors, hey, I don't want to go solar because somebody told me yesterday, the day before, or somebody's client didn't want to go solar because what? Oh, it's going to come out on the credit. Then why don't you offer them a PPA loan, the power purchase agreement, where it doesn't affect your income to debt ratio? You can pull out. You're not pulling out a loan. Nothing's under your credit, of course, unless you default, right? Unless you default, it will harm your credit. But the soft credit check is not going to harm your credit, even when you do get approved for the PPA loan. And in 5 years, you have the option to buy the damn system, right? However, there is no tax credit on a lease on a PPA. It's fine. These are for like retired people. These are for people that are not going to benefit from the tax credit, right? So there's different ways. That's why I asked you, what option are you offering them? Maybe the reason why people are not going solar is because they're like, I probably want to buy another house in the future, and this is going to prevent me. I probably want to buy a motorcycle, a car, or whatever they want to do, and it's going to prevent me. Because their loan officer told them, do not even touch your credit. Don't do nothing to your credit, right? But we have options where it's not even going to affect or hit your credit at all with the PPA. But people don't know that. People don't know that we can get them a roof and solar main panel upgrade, right? I'll leave you guys with this story. Use my story, carry it along, because this is powerful. Xiomara is my client, right? It was a mentor deal for my friend Fernie. And I'm going to say it the way it is a story. This is a real story. Her husband committed suicide. She got left as a single mom with a $400 electricity bill, right? The mortgage payment on top of that. Single mom, pool. They have a pool. High electricity bill on the 400s. And they need a $20,000 roof. How do you think that person feels on top of everything? Right? She's praying at night to see how she can do something, how she can figure to get a new roof. And then Edison's going up 20%, 15% on $400? Do you think they're in a situation? They're in quicksand. They're in a situation. They just don't understand how severe it is. Anyways, I talked to her. She feels like she's imagine how she can feel. We got her set up with new electrical box, new roof, right? Warranty on every single product, blackout protection for you and your family. Blackout protection, what does that mean, right? That's one of the biggest things. Forget solar. You have protection. You're protecting your family, right? The fridge, the food is not gonna go bad. Have you guys ever showered at in the dark? Is what I like to ask clients. It is the worst thing ever. Trying to
I
shower.
just had to do it for the hurricane. We lost power for 5 days. So
You have to carry that story. That's
Yeah.
a blessing in disguise. Carry that story, your experiences, share that with the team, share that with everybody because we take it for granted turning on these damn lights, right? Turning on the lights and everything. We take that for granted. But when the lights are gone, I've been a barber in a barbershop where all my lights went out. What does that cost me? What does that mean to me? I have a barbershop in my garage still that I still have clients that these are my clients. People that are my clients today, they need to go solar. They have $400 or $500 bills and they're still acting up. So don't feel bad that people are not, they're still not going solar with me yet. My friends from high school. And I don't understand. I don't understand. Right? I have cousins. Me and JC have girl cousins that pay $600 and they have not moved forward. So do not take it personal, is what I'm trying to say. Don't take it personal. My cousins live in Victorville and they work in downtown LA and they drive all the way. They have a beautiful house, but they drive to downtown LA. They work and they drive back to Victorville, and they pay $500, $600, $700 on electricity. That is not okay. I'm with that, but I can't twist my cousin's arms either. Right? We did what we can. We send them proposals. We explain to them, and guess what? Other people are telling them, you're gonna get a check for $20,000 as a tax credit. You're gonna get a check. That's false. That's false. People are telling my cousin that she believes she's gonna get $20,000 as a check. That she can go fix her house. She can go on vacation. They painted a picture for her, right? And there's bad reps that are not saying the right information, and that's to my family too. I'm like, who are you gonna believe, me or them? I'm telling you what it is. You're gonna be sadly mistaken, but I'm telling you what it is. I'm not here to lie to you or even try to hard close you, But at the same time, I'm trying to help them out. And sometimes even family is going to be tough, So I just encourage you guys just to don't take it personal. People who are not going solar, they just don't understand. That's my conclusion to everything. People are not going solar because they just don't understand that it's more expensive for them to say no to us than to go and to do the switch over to solar, So once we know that, once you do have enough stories about that, right? Somebody's paying $500 a month. We're able to give them on a fixed payment. Imagine their peace of mind. You'd never have to open up an envelope for $500 again because we have you at a fixed payment, 0% escalator. That will never be the case. You'll never see another $500 bill here. And these people, it is crazy, life-changing. People tell you, I've done presentations where people tell me, not only, okay, so how do we get started, right? What's the next step? Let's do this. I don't even have to ask for the sale. They tell me, okay, so what's the next steps? How do we get started? And then they ask another question. I always say it. Why don't everybody go solar, Louis? They ask me that question. It's just they don't understand. My realtor friend, he's super smart guy, but he's super closed off. And that's the problem. And that's our job, to open up their eyes, get on these trainings, get your conviction up, and let's get these panels on these people's roofs, man, because it costs them more money to say no to us, right? We're there to save them money. I tell them, look, if I'm selling chocolates, more money comes out of your pockets. If I'm trying to sell you chocolates, I'm trying to put more money back into your pockets, right? By going solar. So once we understand and believe that, there's no way these people can sit here and be like, oh, I'm not interested. Or I can't afford it is the worst one. I can see if you can afford if you can afford the lights. Do you guys have no power in your house? Are you guys in candles or something? But if you can afford the lights, you can afford solar, because in California, we don't pay more for solar than in other states. Yeah, it can be that way. You probably pay the same in other states. So it's good for people to sell out of states. If you can sell out of state, you can sell in California. That's what I'm saying, because I've sold in markets where my solar payment's higher. But guess what? They have the tax credit, the big benefit, the number one benefit. Blackout protection. What does that mean to you and your family? It's these type of questions that you hit them with. What does that mean to you and your family? Right? Just like the water.
Luis, we got to start. We already went over the hour. So I want to start.
I know. I went ranting. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's my time.
No, Rep, if you want to finish your last thoughts before we hop off.
But on the water too, right? That's something that I want to start selling. So we have so many products when we're door knocking, when we're talking, if they say we're not interested, okay, cool, just pivot. We have two other things that we can do, right? So pivoting is always the main thing at the doors. I know Johnny yesterday too. Brenda was talking about how he pivots right away. If you're not a homeowner, guess what? Switch your pitch to, hey, you're pretty sharp. What do you do for work? Do you keep your income options open, right? Or the water, or I even ask questions. Oh, look, it looks like you guys already set up with ADT. You guys got solar. Why don't you guys have the water filtration? Just really direct questions, for you and your family. How much are you, right? So that's just something that we got to pivot. We have so much to offer, right? So I just encourage everybody to do that.
100%. Thank you, guys. That was a lot of game he was telling you. But my biggest takeaway from all that was when people are giving you reasons why they shouldn't do it, they're actually giving you reasons why they should, right? Another thing is don't take it personal. Don't take it personal, especially when it comes with family or friends, people you know. Don't take it personal, right? Part of the script of the I don't know many people, or Chris Dominguez, when he answered, right? I'm sure he said it perfectly. But don't worry. This is specifically designed for people who don't know many people. He's like, we'll train you, teach you how to meet new people via social media or networking groups. And the last part that I got on my card says, I also learned a long time ago that in business, you'll make more money with strangers than you will with people you know. And it's the same with solar. I have an uncle that lives 3 minutes away from me who didn't go solar, who was going to go solar with someone else. He ended up not doing anything at all. But they were taking other people into account more than myself, and they kind of raised me, right? So I don't take those things personal. Pivoting. Always be in pitch mode. All right, I know we went a little bit over the hour. Give me 30 seconds. Always be in pitch mode. I went out yesterday, spoke to a few renters. Guess what? I got their numbers. Right? This guy came out, thought that we were scoping out or something. He cussed out. He's all reporting me. He's like, hey, what are you guys doing? Hey, man, that's what I'm doing. Helping your neighbors. Well, why'd you skip my house? He said, why'd you skip these last houses? Oh, because they don't qualify. I don't knock every door. I'm telling you guys, I don't knock every door. So because these houses don't qualify. Look at the roofs. They're very bad, as well as your house. And he started talking, and I just told him, I just flipped him. Hey, bro, you have a really good personality. You're very outgoing. You keep your income options open if the money's attractive enough. Next thing you know, he's like, oh, look, gave me his card. He runs a motorcycle shop right there and down. Right? This lady, she came out, she had a very low bill. Hey, lady, oh, yeah, your bill is actually very, very low. It's under $100. Hey, but what do you do for work? You said you work down the street. What do you do for work? Well, I do insurance. Oh, look, as a matter of fact, our company is actually specifically designed to work with people that aren't in insurance, and I just pitched her. She gave me her number. Spanish speaker, right? Tapping into a different market. There's always something to pitch. Remember, there's always a close being made. Either they're closing you why they shouldn't, or you're closing them why they should. We don't beg, though. We don't beg. But there's always a close taking place. I actually got a bill yesterday as well on the doors with Brenda. Got a bill, went to my close today. They had a really, really extra crappy roof. They weren't ready for it. They love the solar. I'm the one that kind of pulled back a little bit. I was like, look, man, your roof's not even ready. So it is what it is. But any final questions, concerns, comments that you guys want to make before we head out, before we break out? Before I go wash my comforters.
Thank you for the info today.
Perfect. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys got some value today, give a shout out to the give us a shout out on the WhatsApp. Say, hey, Johnny and Luis stepped in and shared some game with us, right? Every time you guys come, you're gonna pull something away. Even if it was just that, Shannon, that you said, oh my God, I didn't know that. But I have one of those moments every single time I'm on anybody's call. So this is why we tune in. Even if it's one nugget, it could be $1 million nugget. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys got some value, go share it in the chat. Say that we got busy. Johnny and Luis got busy, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you. Hey, Luis, real quick.
Thank you.
One of my consultants just got a hot prospect from Lake Havasu. I'm gonna reach out to you to see if we can coordinate on potentially getting this guy an appointment. Thank you.
Yeesh. Instead, guys, go show some love. And if anybody wants those cards, let me know. I'll send them over to you. Just know that if you need those cards, I will be calling you randomly and asking you for random objections. So if you don't want that for me, then don't ask for me. Peace.